Yes, my dear friends, I have brought here a very important topic, that is layout of letter to editor. This is important topic. It is in each and every class after 8th standard, 9, 10th, plus 1, 2, and even graduation, post-graduation. Wherever you are, when you write, the format of letter is required. So I am taking up this topic today. This is about the letter to editor. This is layout. First of all, we have to see that in the layout, writer's address, a person who is writing a letter, it should be written at the top in the left side of the paper. Alright, I am taking this letter for the purpose of class plus 2, 10th and 8th standard examination. In plus 2, there are 5 marks for this. So this format is important because it carries 1 mark. So once you learn it properly, so there is no issue of getting any problem in this. So then address is required. This one is address up to this point. 135 sector 17, Urban State, Kotkapura. And then date. I tell you one thing about the date here, that sometimes we write different ways are the dates. We should not never write like this, 12th, then 0, then 7, then 20, like this. This is wrong. This way we cannot write the date. The correct projection of date is like this, or we can write July like this, 12, 2023. These are the 2 ways or 3 ways of writing a date, but never write wrong because your format will then be considered wrong. After writing this, leave space of 1 line here and then follow this name and address of the addressee. Name and address of the addressee. Addressee means to whom you are writing a letter. Here we are writing to letter to editor, so we have to write the editor, the Tribune, Chandigarh. So paper may be getting published from different places, like the Indian Express, it is published from Delhi, the Hindu, Chennai, the Statesman from Delhi, the Pioneer from Delhi. It depends about the name, because you have to be very careful when you read the lines of the statement of letter. That time we have to be careful which type of newspaper is mentioned over there, and the same you have to mention here. This you should keep in your mind. We go to the second slide of this. This is also important, that we have to mention the subject. After date, you have to leave 1 line space and then write your subject. And after subject, then again leave 1 line, then write salutation, that is sir, madam, like this. So just a talk about the subject. In the statement of letter, you will find that what about you are writing about a letter. So suppose there is some problem related to these days, drainage problem in the locality, so you write subject regarding the drainage problem in our locality. This is called subject. So write like this. Subject is very important. Don't miss this point, because otherwise this format will be spoiled by this particular point only. Then we have salutation. Salutation means greeting also. How do you greet people? You say sir, madam, like this. So I emphasize on this point here. Generally, sometimes it is also my dear sir. Then one thing you have to keep in mind, that write the letter, first letter of the first word capital and last letter, the first letter of the last word. Why it is important? Because this is first, this should be capital, this is last letter, and this should be capital also. So never write this small here like this, sir. This is wrong. Then sometime I have seen people writing like this also. Respected over sir. This is also wrong. Only correct way is this one. Sir, capital. If it is dear sir, sometimes people write, because you are writing to Tribune editor or some editor of some newspaper, so write people like this. Dear sir. So sir should not be small, because it is the first letter of the first word and this is the first letter of the last word. Both should be capital. because this is one of the rule of punctuation. Mind that also. Then we'll go proceed further. Then comes the body. This is very important. So body should be also written very precise and concise. It should be so legibly written so that paper evaluator is easy to make assessment and get final assessment of this. When you are going to end the letter, this is called subscription. And what is in the subscription? In subscription, it is always that you are going to close your letter. So that time you are always to write yours faithfully. Now see, what is the problem with yours faithfully sometimes when we write yours? Many students write like this. This is wrong. Yours faithfully. Suppose you wrote like this. This is wrong. Why it is wrong? Because you have put here apostrophe. So do not put apostrophe. Second mistake we do here always, that we write like this. Yours. Small letter in the beginning. So this is also wrong. Write always yours faithfully like this. And last thing that I tell about here is when there is ly in the end here, it should be yours. If suppose it is your own brother, then it will not be yours. It is your own brother, like this. This you have to keep care. The formula that I told you here, that first letter of the first word, first letter of the last word is always capital. This I told here. But that will not be applied here. This should be also kept in the mind before writing. Then we have to write writer's name, that is Shyam Mishra. For example, it is Shyam Mishra. Otherwise, what your letter will speak about, only we have to write that. Now, important thing that I want to share with you is, this letter is of 5 marks, my dear children. This letter is of 5 marks. 1 mark is given to the only format that I have displayed in front of you here. And 1 mark is given for the organization of ideas. That means how you arrange the idea. Organization of idea means how you arrange the idea. Sometimes we write things which should be written at the bottom, we write at first place. And sometimes we write what we should write in the middle, we write at the end. So we have to keep this order systematically, so that there is good, means systematically going on. So ideas are important in the letter. That should be systematically written. And 1 mark is this for this, and 2 marks for this body. Now just imagine, only 2 marks for body out of 5. So even if you are not well aware about the letter to what it is to be written, even then you can get very good marks. So the last part is of 1 mark, that is spelling. Spelling should not be wrong, plus grammar should not be wrong. So it means all these 5 marks, 1, then 2, then 1. This is for format, this is for organization of ideas, and 2 marks for body, and 1 mark for spellings and grammar. If your spellings are wrong, grammar is wrong, then you won't get marks. You will get 0 in place of 1. And if body is incorrect, no matter, it is going to delete your only 2 marks. Rest 3 marks you can get. It means these 3 marks are for those who are able to write this and learnt very well in the beginning or before the starting of examination. There is no need of getting worried about the format of the letter and writing letter to the editor. Thank you very much.